I said, let us take that as an example. We were 50 of us. 50 of us, the holes were prepared the day before. So when we went there, our target was to plant 1,000 trees, 50 of us. So let us be practical. How long did it take? We arrived there around 8:30. We started planting around 9:30. Within 1 hour, we were done. 1 hour, 50 of us. So divide 1,000 by 50. How many trees did one person plant? 20. One person planted 20 trees. Imagine. Within 1 hour. So, if you calculate, let's say 50 trees, one person plants, let's say we are 300 of us. That's just a drop in the ocean for this organization. If we take 300 of us and we put a target of planting, let's say 2 days in a week, isn't it? We came up with 40 trees per day per person. Tufanye mahesabu kidogo because numbers help us to come up to a target. So if we do that, you multiply by, we say 2 days a week, 40 per day. That means within 1 week, one person has planted how many?
80 trees.
80. If, let's say, we work with how many people? Chairman. We can work with like 500 people. Not so many. Looking at our population, we already have 12,000 organizations members. So, like Tech, Team Environment Kenya has 300 active members. That's why I came up with 300. So, let's assume multiply that 500 by 8. How many trees would one person have planted? Kuna mtu ananifanyia hesabu? I'm saying, do 500. We have a target of each person, sindio, per week upande 80 trees. Multiply by 500. Hizo ni ngapi? 40,000. So you see, within 1 week, watu tu wachache washapanda 40,000. So in short, we are going to achieve 1 million trees, isn't it? As NGO council within 1 year. Am I right? So that we have a target of 3 years. That is under now time bound, our time limit under T on SMART. We have a period of 3 years planting 3 million trees. So I think that is achievable. That's done. When we come to the next point, we talked of SWOT. SWOT. Our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and and strength and threats. So what are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? What are our opportunities and what are our threats? One, for the strength, we know that we are all, I believe, all of us here, we are all wanting good for this country and for this Nairobi. So we have that strength of zeal. Kwanza ni karakta yako ndani, unatakaji, uko unaona pale tunataka vision. So we have the zeal, and that is one, because we might have the money and we might have all the time, but we don't have that willingness to do. So that is one of our strengths. The other strength is that we do have children in school who can assist us to plant these trees. So when we plant during school time, we are going to encourage children to own those trees and take care of them. We train them, and we can even, we say, in schools, in hospitals, all institutions, we can encourage planting fruit trees. Instead of just trees, we can encourage fruit trees, so that now these children, after 2 years, they are eating mangoes from them, they are eating avocados, so that encourages them. So sorry, let me finish. That is our strength. Our weakness, we said, sir, is it a weakness or is it a threat? Lack of water. That is a big challenge. Big challenge. So we pray for help. Even if we don't rely on the council water, can we get boreholes in designated places so that we are able to plant that tree and help it grow? Water is even more of a challenge than labor. Labor tunaweza jitolea hata tuende kuchimbe na tupande, but without water will the tree grow? The last one, but not least, threat is the climate change. One of them. Climate change is a threat, and still we curb that by having the water, so that if we grow the trees, then this heat that is around, the trees will give us the shade, and that is done. Well, thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. Can we clap for him? I wish actually the time so that we can listen to people's words and plans. Your time was already taken, but you can say we now have a second time as I stand.
Sorry. Asante sana. They say if you want to feed a household, plant a food crop. But if you want to feed a generation, plant it. In what we had previously in terms of the Millennium Development Goals, the last MDG and what we have currently as Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs, SDG number 17 and the last MDG, all speak about collaboration, coming together of like minds and parties to make sure that all the development goals are achieved. That is why we are here today, sir, because we are seeking partnerships with the office and the government at large. Asante kwa kutukaribisha, and I hope this partnership is just taking off. So tutafanya kazi kwa pamoja in cleaning and greening Nairobi together.
Makoto correct. Thank you so much, sir. As I finish, I know members, with your permission later on, you might want to make any comment if you allow them later on, or maybe you can plan another day. But I just want to reaffirm what they said, sir, that we've got a program working with the office and other stakeholders to also aid in awareness creation. Using our strength of numbers, we can change the mindset of Nairobians and Kenyans to also embrace the idea of greening and cleaning Nairobi, and also working to realize the government plans for sustainable development in our country. So using our numbers and our strength on various capacities, sensitization is very key, because we say if we don't change the attitude, everything else might be a pipe dream that we are having in our country. So we are also aware we have so many other things to do apart from cleaning and cleaning, which we can still work in the office, like for example peace building programs, poverty eradication programs. All is within our reach, our thematic areas. Our members work in different areas. That's why we have had them. They talk of relief, they talk of culture, they talk of education. So, but key of the agendas is environmental conservation, ensuring that we also have a clean environment and all that. Sir, as I sit down, when you see a Komunene the way she has won today, Saturday we are marking World Cancer Day Awareness Day. And sir, as I mentioned the other day, if you have time, you can join us. We just have a small procession as part of creating awareness, and maybe a small talk on that day. I think this one is meant for cancer. Walikuwa nataka uelewe ndio wakakaribisha wakaweka karibu na wewe. So it's only for cancer awareness, and it will happen on 4th. So maybe if you are available Saturday or you are representative, you can join us in that day. So those many remarks, sir, before vote of thanks, and maybe I can now allow you. Can we welcome the RC?
Thank you very much. Good morning once more, ladies and gentlemen. First, I want to apologize once more that we have started a little bit late. Secondly, is also to thank you very much for finding time so that we come here and discuss these important issues. I'm very happy. And thirdly, I want to take this opportunity also to thank those of you who have said the congratulatory messages. Asanteni sana. My name is Mwanza Kate. The person who is saying that they don't know how come from what to what is the person I knew before anybody else here. This one is the one I have known before any of you here. But we shall discuss that one. Yes, we shall discuss that. This is the person I knew before any of you. I am quite certain about that.
I agree.
Yes. So we shall discuss that. I used to work in their home county when I was a young deal. Maybe I've changed and I have gained more face. That is why you can't remember me. Yes. So asante sana. Thank you to all of you for this. I'm sure by now you are all aware that His Excellency has made a rally call to the nation to save our environment through planting of more and more trees in the country. Currently, our forest cover is at 12%, and he has said our target is to move from that 12% cover to 30%. It is a duty for all of us as patriotic Kenyans to participate in this. It is our country, it is our heritage, and it is the heritage for our children and the generations to come. And therefore it is for us to participate in making sure that we green Nairobi, we make it safe. You are commemorating or celebrating the World Cancer Day on Saturday. One of the major causes of cancer in this country is pollution through emissions. Each time we sit here, there's a lot of noise, vehicles moving every time that you are sitting here. And they are emitting a lot of carbon monoxide, which is partly responsible for the cancers that we have in this, particularly in this city. So we need to mitigate that. We must make sure that we put everything in place to mitigate this. It is our country, we all know, and we have a patriotic duty to ensure that we save it. Those of you who have been in Nairobi for some time would know that there were very few estates some time back, very few estates. Majority of them didn't have even more than 4-story buildings. Now I see a lot of tall buildings. People have removed the trees and planted houses, very tall buildings. So we need to replace the trees which have been uprooted in the course of development of structures within the city. Just some few years ago, you could stand on one end of from Dono and you could see up to Kariobangi South. Kariobangi South civil servants there. You could stand at Dono and you could see streets. Because those houses in Umoja were just bungalows and they were in a straight line. Those of you who were in the city that time would know what I'm saying. But now, the kind of structures we have there are so many congested and very tall buildings. And we have not matched that kind of development with planting trees. The uprooting is not matched by the replacement of the trees. Therefore, it is us to participate in this. It is for that reason that His Excellency has made a rally call to all Kenyans to be patriotic enough and plant trees so that we attain the 30% cover from the current 12. 12 is very little, isn't it? Yeah, so from the current 12 to 30%, at least we will have moved somewhere. So it is a country call for all Kenyans to plant more trees so that we can attain food. The issues of climate change, which one of you has already alluded to, is that as a result of us cutting trees more and more often in areas where there are many, many trees, and they're not replacing them as it should be. So for that reason, we must intervene. We must make intervention measures so that we return our country to safety. We have generations to come. Some of you are very young. You are still bringing more people into this world. Others have children who expect to bring grandchildren, and therefore we must make this place very safe for them. The rate at which the city has developed is very fast. It is faster than any other part of the country. And therefore, that is why it is necessary that we take the lead as Nairobi region. We take the lead in planting very many trees. And now in this city, we have agreed that we will do between 10 million to 12 million trees in the city. So that will make Nairobi green. In fact, those years Nairobi used to be called the city, the green city in the sun, isn't it? It used to be called green city in the sun. So we want to return it now to the green city, because after some time, there are some people who knew how to build houses without planting leaves. So it is that reason that we are discussing the chairman here. And I mentioned to you that we need to have some concerted efforts. All of us, we have a responsibility. As I've said, we have a patriotic duty as citizens of this country to save it from total collapse of oxygen. My sister there has already indicated that oxygen was very expensive in 2020 during the COVID. Indeed it was. It was. So to save ourselves from that kind of situation in the future, we need to plant as many trees as we can. In fact, we need to surpass that target of 12 million to even 15. This is doable. It is doable when we put our heads together, our resources together, our time together, so that we are able to reach the target number of trees. We have had previous meetings where a number of NGOs were also there. We have an existing committee that is taking the lead in coordinating the planting of trees at this level, but we also have cascaded those committees to the sub-counties, and therefore we also have other committees at the sub-counties, so that we remain focused on the sub-counties, the areas, they identify the areas where we should do a lot of planting, and therefore we would want now to enlist your support and your participation in this exercise. It is good that you have found time to come here today so that we discuss this and we chart the way forward. Now we are going to be part of that train that is moving towards attainment of 10 million to 12 million seedlings planted in the city. As I drive around Nairobi, I have seen, I don't think there is any road I have not seen a tree nursery run by some youth somewhere. They always have them on the roadsides. And I feel very proud of those young men and women who have those tree nurseries. And the survival rate of those seedlings is always 100%. They have done very well. I like all of us to emulate them. They plant a lot of trees, and you have told us during the tree planting in Ngong, one person could plant as many as 20 trees. If we did that sustainably for some period, I am sure we'll attain our objective of making this city very green. Those of you who are also here some time back during the era of the Nairobi City Council, you remember John Gakuo, who was at some point my boss, and Nyamira here must know him because at some point he was a DC in his home area. Nyamira. So I'm sure you remember him. He embarked on a tree planting exercise within the city CBD, and he really achieved, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. These trees we see around here, the younger ones, was some effort by one John that group. So we can emulate that, all of us. We can rally behind His Excellency's call to plant more trees in this city to make it very, very green. Basically, that is our objective. I am fully aware that you have other activities you are implementing in your individual and collective organizations. But for today, let's talk about trees. We just talk about greening the city to make it a very safe place for all of us to live in. When somebody starts the years after 50, they start getting scared of getting sick. I'm therefore getting very scared of getting sick. And therefore, I'll be one of the people to plant the 1,000 trees alone. To save myself first. To save myself, and to save the others who are coming after us. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I have already mentioned, I know it has been asked the way forward in terms of how we proceed. We already have an action plan. We have identified the persons, the who is to do it, when it is to be done, where it is to be done. We have identified all that within the larger committee, which incorporates both public and private sector organizations in this region of Nairobi. So we will join that larger committee. As somebody has suggested, we divide areas, we zone the areas, divide ourselves in terms of responsibilities and roles. We assign people the different areas, and therefore we implement from that perspective. However, it is still okay if we decided that we go a smaller team, which is this one, my office and the NGOs, then we target some areas and we give ourselves some time frame. We need to identify the areas, we need to identify where to get the seedlings from, how they will be acquired is another issue, how to acquire those seedlings. We currently, I don't think we have the capacity, or rather the quantities that we are targeting. We may not have it, but as we continue planting, there is a plan now for replenishment. As we plant, there are more being produced in nurseries. Then we also look at how to diversify the species, which has already again been mentioned here. That in the institutions of learning and any other institutions, training, we need to plant trees. Sometimes we also add the fruit trees, so that children can eat fruits, they can also see the benefits. Some of the children are growing in the cities, and they may not even know certain fruits. It's so good that we plant and we teach them how to take care of fruits and the trees, so that they are able to become also good managers of the environment once they grow. It's good that they grow with it. So we will also target public and private sector institutions, particularly the schools, and plant them. Currently, because we don't have the rates, that's where I said we need also to discuss the issues of how, or rather when. Now, the timing now, we are experiencing some dry spell. And the drought has become a major issue even for the United Nations. It is now recognized as one of the reasons for forced migration, drought, climate change issues. So it is in institutions where seedlings can be taken care of. because it's not just branding, it is branding and nurturing to maturity. So in institutions, we have already a partnership with the schools, with the offices. We will not just target institutions, rather learning institutions. We also need to target companies. We have industrial area where there are a lot of factories there are a lot of emissions. Those are some of the areas we need to go, discuss with them, enlist them in our activities. Plant trees there, ask them to take care of the trees so that we will have a high survival rate for the trees we plant. So we'll be identifying the areas of need, and I think everywhere is an area of need. I was telling the committee when we had a meeting here 2 weeks ago that everywhere you see beneath that black tarmac, that bitumen there, beneath it there is soil there. It's just a question of digging and replanting. So it's like a jungle, I mean a complete jungle. We can make it a jungle a meat. So anywhere here you can dig and plant a tree, anywhere in this place. So we will do that, and as I've said, we'll do it in a systematic manner so that we can be able also to evaluate and appraise ourselves. How far have we gone in terms of achieving our objectives, the timelines, and also how far we are going in terms of mobilization of both human resource and the material resources, that is the city. In some places we may also require to enlist the support of companies which can assist us with fencing materials so that we protect the trees from maturity. Most of you have seen the Mituki Park. Previously, that place was a lot of garages and a dam inside, isn't it? Yeah, those of you know, when I went to the University of Nairobi, I knew that place very well. Yes. So it was garages and garages. And now I was very happy when I passed through there and I saw a very nice park. I said, we can change this way. Eh? Yeah, if we want, we can change. If we are committed to a course, I am sure we'll be able to change this Nairobi. We have the river banks. We even have some street families living along those rivers. We will enlist all of them, even the street families, and assign them the role of taking care of some of those trees we plant along the Nairobi River and other rivers within. So thank you very much. So I believe that is it. That's the way to proceed. But I would like to hear from you whether you have any additional suggestions on how to proceed. We have a contact person here. The German is here. He's just a blow away from my office here. So anytime I can walk in his office, he can walk in here. And we continue now discussing this. But as I've said, there will be roles for each one of us that we will agree what are the materials required in this exercise, who is to undertake what. So we'll need that so that we have a follow-up. I have my colleague here, and he should be able to coordinate with the chairman of the board and the team. The team, chairman of the board, I know, I've seen that one. She was here with the chairman.
Yes.
She was also here with the chairman. I think we can have a smaller team that is going to work on the action plan. And then we have volunteers in terms of joining that team. And at the same time, we also have volunteers saying, I will take up this. I have a friend who has siblings and I'll bring siblings. The other day I was having some discussion with Konza City. Konza City would be one of our sources. That authority has planted a lot of seedlings, which we want to take from them and plant in Nairobi. They are our neighbors, and very good neighbors. I had discussions with them, and they agreed they can give us some seedlings. That will not be enough. We have the Kenya Forest Service, who are also members of the Raja Committee. They are actually a lead institution in terms of technical and civil support. Then they are also a source of seedlings at Karura Forest and City Park. City Park is also some seedlings there. We can also agree, during that meeting, we agreed with the Nairobi City County government, who are also members of that committee. And today we have some tree planting exercise at the Uhuru Park with Governor Sakaja, who is celebrating his birthday. So they also, the county government agreed that we could also establish nurseries at City Park. All of us, you can take as an organization an area and say, this is for this organization. We will have a tree nursery in the City Park there, so that we are generating seedlings for planting now and in the period that we are targeting. And at the same time, we also need to plan for mass planting of trees during the rain season. And the best time is when you see the first drop of rain. They will survive, majority of them will survive. Other issue which arose here during that meeting was about the species. We also have the threats. I had to do some sort of analysis. We have some threats. The threats are these animals, ng'ombe, kondoo, mbuzi around. We may not entirely deal with that exhaustively, because I know the drought that they are facing is also very serious. So sometimes we close one eye to the same hatujaona wakipita hapa kulisha, but we will ask them to do it in a way that they control, that they don't destroy the trees that we have planted. Again, now we will also target species